Hi, welcome to this Chrome Enterprise video with AppsEvents and Acer. I'm Charlie Love, and today I'm going to show you how to make a dashboard using Google Data Studio. For this, we're going to use some app scripts, we're going to use Google Sheets, we're going to use a pivot table, and we're going to add some data, and then we're going to take all of that and stick it into Google Data Studio and do some work with that to get the readout that you see that we've got here. Here what we've got is really just some geolocation information plotted onto Google Maps. We've got the location of various establishments that we've got, and then we're looking at who's logged in the last 7 days. So what's the percentage of the workforce, or what's the percentage of the school roll that has signed in the last 7-day period. So really just a neat way to view that and to see that in Google Data Studio. So let's get started. So this is the script that I've put together for this, and it's got comments throughout it, so it's reasonably straightforward for you to follow. The implementation of this script will depend on your organizational units that you have in your domain. So you might need to make some tweaks to it to get those parts to work. I'm working on a structure that I've got set up in this demo domain that I use. So we'll have a look at that, and I'll talk about that when I get to it. The script should hopefully be easy to follow, I would hope. I'll take you through the main parts of it. So to begin with, we set up a new spreadsheet called Students, and we're going to open that up, and we're going to get the sheets that are in that spreadsheet. So that opens up this Google Sheets file. We are then going to get the first sheet, and we're going to rename it and call it Users. Once we've done that, we're going to write some headings in for all of the data that we're going to write into this spreadsheet. So these are just going to be the field names for the columns. Lots of information in there, and I'll go over those as we go through. So what the script does is, once it's written those headings, it will go through the entries that we have in the admin console for our users and take them and read them in batches of about 500 at a time. And it's going to use this variable called page token to work out where we are, and come back and get the next 500 and the next 500. So that we've got a variable called page, which the data is read into, and page token, which is basically like a bookmark, is where did you get to. And when page token doesn't have a value, it means there's nothing more to read. So we're going to set users equal to the value page users. So that's the array of users. We're going to start a new empty array to write out to our spreadsheet. And then as long as we've got results, we're going to get the primary email address. We're going to get any formatted addresses, any addresses that are set up, if the users agree to the terms, if there's aliases, if the user's been archived, if they're changing password, and so on. A whole range of different values that we can recover for each user. Some of these I'm interested in, like the first email address, but I'm not wanting the second, third, fourth email addresses. I'm not interested in those. If you've got external IDs that you use, if you set some of those up, you'll be able to read those and include them. Gender as well, and a whole range of admin fields like if they're in the global address list, if they're an admin or delegated admin, and so on, plus all the name details and when they last logged in. As well as that, if you've got any notes, the notes will be included, and then you've got your organizational unit path is included as well. And then there are some fields that you can set up around cost center, around titles of your organization and such, so they're all there. Phone numbers, whether the user is suspended or not, the image tag in the image URL for that user. And then I'm going to do some calculations. So I'm going to work out when they last logged in and make that into a readable string, which is day, month, year, that format. We're going to take the organizational unit path and break it down into its component elements, so split up by the /. In my case, I have a demo domain set up with a top level that's it's got staff and students, and then within each of those, it's got a type of organization, whether in a primary school or a secondary school, with a name of that secondary school or primary school, and then it's got the year. Equally, that could be divisions within an organization, offices that are grouped inside the organization, and departments within those offices. Could be anything like that, just depends on how your OUs are set up. So I'm going to explode that and store that as different values that I can write into my spreadsheet a bit later. So then I'm going to work out the last login time. And this is useful because if you've got students logging in, you might be concerned if they're logging in at 3 a.m. So we'll get the date today. And remember, we're trying to work out who's logged in the last 7 days. So we're going to the date today, and then we're going to get the date in 7 days ago. And that gives us a value that we can use. And we'll say if you've logged in now and your last logged in value is greater than or equal to the last login, which is 7 days ago, then you're going to write your information. You could turn this around to get everybody who hasn't logged in, and you just change it to be that operator to change it around. So you'd make it the less than operator. But now we've got greater than or equals to as the operator. So everybody who has logged in the last 7 days. And then we're going to write their data into an array. And then once we've written it into the array, and we've gone through those row by row by row, once we've done that, we're then going to go and write those in to the spreadsheet. And once we've written them into the spreadsheet, we'll then go back up, read the next 500, write them into the array, write them into the spreadsheet. And we keep doing that process until we've read all the data. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to take this data set that we've got in the spreadsheet. I'm going to show you the spreadsheet, how we can add to the spreadsheet to get a pivot table. We can add some information about how many users we expect in each of those organizations. And then we can link that with some geolocation data to create a really neat data dashboard in Google Data Studio. Thanks, I'm Charlie Love, and thank you for watching this Chrome Enterprise video with AppsEvents and Acer.